also a part of ending punctuation, but it is not particularly used at the end of the sentence. It is the internal punctuation mark which is used between the phrases, between the sentences, to make sure that the sentences do not cramp up, do not mix the meaning of the whole situation. Now there are certain rules to use comma. Rule number 1, before and after a quotation. Okay, the comma is always used like before or and after a quotation. Whenever we are stating a direct quotation, for example, we can go together, comma, said Jim. तो यहाँ पे direct quotation यूज हुई है. So Jim is saying that we can go together. So make sure that this we can go together and said Jim are not mixed up together and they do not create any sort of confusion. We go and put comma after the quotation, that is we can go together, comma, said Jim, यानी Jim ने कहा let's go together. For example, if I remove comma from here, what will be the meaning of the sentence now? Let's read it together. We can go together, said Jim. So removing the comma, it makes the whole two phrases combined together. There is no pause, there is no gap between the two phrases, which removes the entire meaning, actual meaning of the whole sentence, of the whole quotation. The quotation is getting mixed up with said Jim. That's why when we have to make it prominent that this quotation is said by Jim, so we add comma to make sure this phrase is paused here, and we come on to the next phrase which states that Jim said, a separate phrase. Now, the second rule of using the comma, after common introduction words. Comma is always used after almost every common introduction words, like hello, my name is Hira. So after hello, I am supposed to, it's more appropriate to use a comma after hello, so that you make sure that hello and my name is Hira is not mixed up. It states that Hira is saying hello and then she is telling her name. So these small bits of information are very important, because even though they are not very prominent, they do not make very prominent difference in a sentence, but these small things make the sentence unclear if do not put properly and correctly after in every sentence. However, well, etc. These are those common introductory words which are often used in friendly letters whenever you write letter to your any friend or any individual. So usme bhi you make use of these commas to make sure that your greeting is not mixed up with your statements. Finally, we get to go outside. Now this is another example where after the introductory word finally, I am using comma so that I can distinguish between the first word and the rest of the phrase, so that I do not mix the whole sentence together and mix the meaning of the whole sentence. Moving on to the third and the fourth rule of using a comma. Now the third rule, before a conjunction when connecting the two independent clauses. Okay. So it's not necessary that we always form up a one complete sentence without any gap or without any single separation in that sentence. It is also possible that I combine two separate sentences, two separate clauses which have entirely different meaning and put it into a one sentence. So at the time of this, when doing this sort of process, it is very important to put comma or correct punctuation to make sure that the both independent clauses are not mixed together. Okay, let's see the example. I love summertime, comma, but I miss snow as well. Okay, so now here the person is stating that although he misses the summertime, although he loves the summertime, but he also misses the snow. So these are completely two different sentences, two completely different clauses with entirely different meaning. In this starting clause, the person is saying that he loves summertime. Now in the next clause he's saying, I miss the snow. If I remove the comma from between these two clauses, it makes no connection whatsoever. There is no connection, there is no link between these two clauses. Let me read it all together. I love summertime, but I miss snow. Ab, for example, if I do not use the conjunction, it's not necessary to use the conjunction every time. There are certain times, there are certain phrases, certain sentences where you do not use conjunctions. You simply make use of the comma and you complete your sentence. But now, since यहाँ पे कोई conjunction भी नहीं है and I'm removing the comma, if I do not use the comma, now the sentence is very odd, sentence is very abrupt and very discontinued. I love summertime, I miss snow. Now, these are two different things. So, there is no connection between these two sentences. Now, if I go on and put a comma, I love summertime, I miss snow. So, even though I am not using a conjunction, but still after using the comma, the whole sentence makes a little bit clarity, makes a little bit sense to the reader. Now, moving on to the fourth rule of using a comma. You always use a comma when to separate a city and a state and the day from the year. Okay, now this is very important. Whenever you write a letter, whenever you write an email, or whenever you try to state anything official to any official person, it is very important to write the correct date in the correct format. We all make mistakes while writing the date in a correct format. There are several different formats of writing a date, but one of them is like this. Whenever first you mention the month, January 1st, and then the year. As stated here, you have to separate the day from the year. The day, today is January 1st and the year is 2020. So the year and the day should be separated with the help of the use of comma. I hope the four rules of using a comma are clear. The one thing that is left is to separate a city from the state. If I write USA, New York. New York is a state, USA is a whole country. So if I write USA, New York all together without using a comma, it gives out a sense that New York and USA are one word. So in order to clear it out, it is important to use comma after USA to make sure that the reader understands the USA is a country and New York is a state. So it's easier to understand. Now I hope we have all understood the punctuations, the proper definition of punctuations and why they are used, how they are used in a phrase, in a sentence, and what is the purpose of using punctuations, different punctuations, ending punctuations and the starting punctuations जिनको हम capitalization भी कहते हैं, the capitalization of pronoun and the whole reason of using punctuations in a sentence. Okay, so this session was about the ending punctuations, why they are used, and certain ending punctuation marks that are used at the end of different sentences, which clear out the whole meaning of the sentence. If these ending punctuation marks are very important in a sense that if we skip these punctuation marks, if we do not use them, the whole sense, the whole purpose of the sentence, the expressions that are trying to be delivered through that sentence remain unclear. So in order to deliver clear sentences, clear meanings, it is very important to use these ending punctuation marks. Thank you for this session. Stay tuned for the next lesson.